community bans sale and consumption of cow meat following the incident that happened in Uweru, an agrarian community in Huele North local government area of Delta State. The community leaders have placed a ban on sale and consumption of cow meat in the community. So guys, you know what really happened in Delta State, the menace and atrocities that this Ç0MMÖ caused, taking 10 people's life, deleting them. And you know what happened? They opened the ground and, you know, just put them in a shallow grave by this, they call them suspected Ç0MMÖ. And they did that in that bush where the poor farmer had gone to fend for their families. You can imagine. Like I always say, it's those who are affected that will know all of these things. You can go and tell them, do. But that pain will be there forever and ever for the rest of their life. And that's why the community leaders have placed ban on sale and consumption of cow. I beg, it is true, and people have been saying it. People have been saying it, that it is not by force that you eat cow meat. You have other things that you can eat. Because if they are placing priority as if they can't do without it, they can't do it. Says who? Says who? If people decide to do a particular thing, to go in a particular direction, they will be able to do it. Because you cannot say because you want to eat cow meat and this all of these things are happening and you're happy. What are you consuming? Is it not those who are alive that will eat cow meat? In the first place, is the cow meat self, is it even healthy? It's not healthy. So this decision that these people are taking, I think is the right thing. It's the right thing. When they don't have market for it, I think that is a clear indication, is a clear signal that no, there's no need for us to go to this area because there's not going to be markets. And you know, in one of the videos or in one of the news that came up, that the Hausa community are begging the Deltans not to pursue them. The reason why they are doing that, and somebody was trying to give an example or to differentiate between the Fulanis and the Hausas. You know, people say they don't know the difference because the government are supposed to take care of these people. They are not doing it. I think the president was saying, oh, they should not go in the way of reprisal. They should just hand them over to the police. These people are even nice. The Deltans are even nice. Loading them back to where they came from. I think that would be the best thing. Because you don't want to touch them, you don't want to do anything, and you know, to cause another whatever, just send them back. And what we are hearing now, that this Ç0MMÖ caused this havoc to these poor farmers who had gone to fend for their families. It was a big outcry in the community as wives and children were rendered automatic widows and orphans. Their parents went to farm with the hope of returning to their families, but they could not return home. The Nigerian Deputy Senate President Ovie Omagige had visited the area where he sympathized with his constituents who had suffered the misfortune of losing able-bodied men in such a fair sweep. Youth President of Urubu Progress Union Youth Wing, Efemena Unukoro, had expressed his displeasure over the developments. He visited the area in company of his executive members and other youth leaders in Urubuland. Reports from the community have it that the community members no longer go to their farms for fear of being massacred by the Ç0MMÖ. They now sit in clusters discussing their fate if the hands of Ç0MMÖ and in their own ancestral homes. The Delta State Police Command has launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the killing and burial of the dead of the shallow graves. For the meantime, leaders of the community have banned the sale and consumption of cow meat in the community. Anybody found violating the order will have themselves to blame. However, some have said banning eating of cow meat will not lead the people anywhere. They said the community people should hold both traditional, political, and religious leaders to account for the role they played in seeding those parts of foreigners. They have succeeded in allowing heads to roll starting from the community. Then foreigners will find their way without any fight. Iwirini as a case study. I think, first step first. There are some things that you need to take, at you just have to take from the beginning, little step by little steps. I think that's the first thing that just came to the mind of those community leaders. I think it will be taken further. Just like somebody saying that banning the sales and consumption of cow is not going to solve the problem. Of course, in a long run, it will not solve the problem. But that is the first step that came to their mind. Of course, a lot of steps and a lot of things will be coming up as regards to that. But the first thing is just, what can be the immediate solution for the now, and that's why they are taking that steps. And I wish I'm not really blaming them about that. And someone who is saying that first step is not going to solve the problem permanently, I still agree with that. But let them start with that one, and later they will start going further on what will bring permanent solution to the problem on ground. But the issue is that the problem is from the government. This investigation that is being carried out, at the end of the day, are you going to hear anything? How long? Why will it take so long? Because this thing has happened for close to 2 weeks, or let's say more than a week. The question is that if it's involved any of those politicians, even the Omagege that came there, or the governor that they are always going to meet, the governor of that state, if it happens to any of their children or their wives, do you think this story or this kind of a thing is what we are going to be hearing? They have to go and pay a visit, you want to go and sympathize with them. You think this is how they're going to be doing it? I could remember when the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, when his wife was kidnapped, that with less than 24 hours, they swung into action and they began to look everywhere, every nook and crannies. They were looking everywhere, helicopter, whatever up there. They were searching. They got this woman. What are we talking about? Who is deceiving who? Who is fooling who? When it comes to the masses, they will not say, somebody going to go and sympathize with them. We are doing investigation. In this investigation, for how long? Doing investigation for how long? It's very, very unfortunate. The masses are the ones that will continue to bear all of those things. Someone says it is better we stay with Hausa Fulani than to stay with Igbos. You see your life, enjoy the music while it lasts. It is better we stay with Hausa Fulani. Who is talking here? Someone say when the chiefs are down, the Igbo man is worse than the Fulani man with Boko combined. Where you say Igbo matter coming here? I don't understand. Bet me more killing is coming and you will soon run out of Delta State. Fulani has no mercy when you confront them. We in the Southeast should learn to avoid divisive and inciting utterances that will further the new Southern unity and consciousness that is now emerging due to Buhari's evil agenda. If we cannot put the past behind us, we will be able to march forward. We need each other now than ever. Southwest, south, southeast, and middle belt. Well, those who are saying it is better to live with Hausa Fulani than to live with Igbos, good and fine. Continue. I don't even know where these people are making this statement from. Honestly, I don't know. But if you want to live with them, you are very free to live with them. Nobody is saying you don't live with anybody. Then what comes out of it at the end of the day, you will get it. Someone says cow meat should be banned in the entire state, not only the community. No, because they will decide on what will happen to them, because it is out of situation that will make you to say, oh, this is what we are going to do, this is not what we are going to do. If they feel that that is the best decision for them, fine. If other people feel that that decision is going to help them in the long run, they can join in. The best thing is for both South and Southeast to ban selling and consumption of cow meat entirely. Urhobo is part of Yoruba land. Their children of Odudu, according to history. Afternoon, enjoy Awolowo free education in 1955 to Asaba. They deny Yoruba that they are not Yoruba tribe. This is the reason why they suffer, or they are suffering. They are suffering it now. They don't belong to Yoruba and they don't belong to Igbo. Who will support them to fight Hausa Fulani? Hope the government has sent a condolence message to them. Let them continue. Fake and endless investigation by the police. Buhari methodology of Fulanization of Nigeria. It is a very good law. If the entire southern Nigeria will ban consumption and sale of cow meat, the Hausas and Fulani will naturally leave the south. After all, Hausa Fulanis don't eat cow meat but ram meat. Really? This is what Southeast governments are failed to do since, but I don't know why. If you ban this animal now, killing will stop instantly. Look, they collect money from us and they use them to buy gun, to do all manner of things and take our lives. I love that. Someone says, I hope it is sustainable. It will be sustained. After all, they are sacrificial meat. So, guys, let us hear your opinion concerning the ban uh, of a cow meat and consumption of meat in Delta community. You think that would go a long way to curb what is happening, or it is the first step to be taken and other steps should be taken? Whatever you think, whatever your opinions, leave your opinions in the comment section and let's have